Hello, everybody. It's Linda Emsley from Love Lali, and I have a really big deal going on for me tonight. So I'm just going to make sure I've got everything working. There we go. Push some buttons in the background here. I, as you may know, am writing a book, and I've reached a major milestone in the writing of the book, and something's gone wrong. I don't know. I'm getting messages in the background here. We'll just ignore those and I'll keep talking. So welcome. Thank you if you're tuning in. Now, I can see some comments, but not all of them, because I'm actually doing something really clever and I am streaming this in a couple of different places. So if you happen to be joining me on Love Lali, if you're writing comments in the comment section below the video, I'll be able to see them. But if you're watching me on my profile, or I did place it somewhere else. Hi, Tanya. Thank you so much for joining me, lovely. It's so good to have you here. But I'm just going through some of the housekeeping while I give people a chance to catch up with the notification system in Facebook. So all of those who are hanging out to see this amazing cover get the chance to see it. So yes, if you happen to be watching me on my profile and you're commenting, I won't see them while they're live, but that's okay. I will go back and have a look. If you've asked me questions, if you have comments, if you have input that I need to take on board, I will certainly be having a look at the comments in both areas that I'm broadcasting to. So if you're joining me, do what Tanya did, pop in, say g'day, let me know where you are viewing from. I know Tanya's joining me from WA, so this is really groovy. Thank you so much. So let me settle in and tell you a little bit about what's been going on. As some of you know, I am living with a chronic illness myself, fibromyalgia, and I've done so for a very long time. And it's also become the focus of the healing work that I do. So, I started my healing journey with a very broad base of things that I addressed and how I could help people. But over my own personal journey and over what I've noticed in the people who come to see me or book in to see me online is there's a common thread, mainly women of a certain age, like my age, and there's nothing uncertain about that. And they have endured incredibly high stress loads for an extended period of time. Like I'm talking years and years of extremely high stress levels. And what I'm noticing is that more often than not results in some form of chronic illness, whether that's a chronic condition as classified by the Australian government, so something like chronic back pain, arthritis, osteoporosis, cancer. Did you know that cancer is classified as a chronic condition? Diabetes type 2. Hi, Pauline. Thank you so much. And Linda Bramich. Whoa, represent. I've got my family from Tumbarumba checking in to see what I'm talking about. Thank you so much for making time, Pauline. And you know what? Can't wait to see you in June. Looking forward to it. So, the chronic conditions that are resulting directly from incredibly high stress loads and the type of lifestyle we choose to create for ourselves. So I've got Deb joining. Hi, Deb. Nice to see you. And Tanya, you're relating to this. Yeah, I do know a little bit of your background and we have some similar stories, don't we? So chronic ill health can also manifest as autoimmune disease. So things like lupus, diabetes type 1. Now I've put myself on the spot trying to list them off, but if you're dealing with an autoimmune disease, you know what I'm talking about. And there's such a vast array of illness that shows up. And the other thing is the area of chronic ill health that my particular condition shows up in, which is central sensitivity syndrome. So that's things like fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, irritable bowel syndrome, all these nasty conglomeration of symptoms that don't really seem to have any particular reason for being in our life. We just have them. So this led me on a little bit of an exploration. I could see that women in particular were suffering incredibly high stress loads because of the way we are conditioned, I suppose, or programmed, or the expectations that we operate under to be living in a particular way. And that causes stress. And it's because of our lifestyle and our work habits and the way we are preoccupied with an unrealistic idea of what success is and what success means for us. So all of these things kind of come together and create a perfect storm. The other thing that I've noticed is these chronic illnesses, the chronic conditions, the autoimmune diseases, the central sensitivity syndromes. The statistics show that women are more likely than men by a number of factors to come down with these things. And that's not just an Australian trend, that is an international trend. So there's something going on. So you all know that I'm also a really big fan of changing the paradigm and equalizing the balance of global energies between masculine and feminine. But it's not just about masculine and feminine, it's about toxic masculine. Let's face it, the toxic masculine paradigm that has established our societal standards is not healthy for men or women, and it's completely out of balance. And we need to bring that divine feminine healing energy back to the fore to do the healing balance work, to heal the injured masculine so that we come back into divine balance. So I'm bringing all of these threads together to share with you my personal journey with fibromyalgia and the way forward that I found for myself, that I have shared with some of my clients and seen success in the way they are able to manage life with a higher level of joy, with a lower level of pain, with more vitality and invigoration, and looking at starting to measure life in bundles and packets of joy rather than spoons, because I haven't got the energy to do anything else. So I have the most luscious cover to share with you. But before I do, I actually want to read the synopsis of my book. Oops, I'm under pressure. I can't remember my PIN number to open my iPad. There we go. I've got it. So here we go. Let me get this in a way that I can see it easily. Okay, so here's my synopsis. What if chronic illness was an opportunity? What if it was a doorway into a deeper dimension of self-knowing, self-love, and self-trust? What if your health condition was, in fact, your personal activation for ascension? This is the pathway that revealed itself to Linda Emsley over the many years of managing endometriosis, IBS, migraines, and fibromyalgia. In this book, Invisible Woman, Linda shares the secrets of soul-deep healing for chronic illness. Invisible Woman, Transcending the Hidden Struggle of Chronic Illness, is a blend of parts of my personal story, practical activities, and devotional techniques to accelerate your spiritual development. This is your personal invitation to change perspective, change paradigms, and change your relationship with chronic ill health forever. So in part 1, I provide a context for how chronic illness comes about. Part 2 equips you with the tools needed for reconnection, healing, and self-knowledge. Part 3 enables you to bring the principles of the sacred feminine into your business. And part 4 prepares you for a paradigm shift with an initiation into sacred truth. So this book is for you if you've tried everything, and I mean everything, to get on top of your condition, but nothing seems to work for long. You're over the Band-Aid approach to self-care and you're sick of being stuck in Groundhog Day with your business. You know what you have to do, but it's scary and you don't know where to start. I've been there, I know. It's scary. So, with this book, take a deep breath, take hold of my hand. I'll hold the light for you while you find your way, while you reclaim your personal freedom, reconnect to your full potential, and rejoice in the luscious sanctuary of your own heavenly body. That's what I'm bringing forward. I guess you can appreciate that it has a lot of meaning for me. And Tanya, thank you, darling. It's, I'm really blown away myself about how this is coming together. So without further ado, here's a little drum roll. Hope that's come through nicely at your end. I am bringing forth the cover. I need to move my microphone so you can see. Da, 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 da. Here it is. Invisible Woman by Linda Emsley. So gorgeous. She's so luscious. I would love very much to hear your response to this cover. I would love very much to hear, here's the back cover, what this evokes for you, what you feel in response to this, what you think about it. It's absolutely stunning. It is stunning, isn't it, Tanya? I just love it. I couldn't stop looking at it when the design was first submitted. It was just mind-blowing, amazing, incredible. So now I can't wait to finish writing the book to put it inside the cover so that I can actually get the cover out there with the beautiful contents that I'm putting together inside it. Hey, Kia, my beautiful girl. Welcome from Perth. I'm so glad you could join me, lovely. So that's my cover. That's what it's all about. That's what I'm working on behind the scenes, behind everything else that's happening in my life, in my business, in my world. I have this passion project that is so deeply sustaining and fulfilling, and I can't wait to share it. Hey, darling girl. Hey, Meg. Hello. Thank you for joining me, sweetness. The light's shining on it. Oh, a bit difficult. You know what? I'm going to stick a little graphic file in the comments here somewhere because, let me see if I can just change that around. Yep, there's me in the dark. How's that? Is that any better? And I can't actually see. Putting the book up, I can't see where it is in the camera. Meg, let me know if that's any better. And I will somehow find a way to get a little graphic in there for you so you can see it. So, Anne-Marie, hello, welcome. Carlene, thank you so much for making time to drop in. Deb, thank you. The colours in it are amazing, aren't they? Absolutely amazing. So I will find a way to get the image itself onto the screen so that you can see it, because in its entirety, it's just mind-blowing. Hey, Bridget, my publisher's dropped in. Hello, welcome. I know you've got a lot on your plate at the moment, so thank you so much for making the time. She is gorgeous, and now, you have had a sneak preview because, Bridget and I were brewing this together in the background and having a wonderful time with it. So thank you so much for holding my hand through the process and making it such a fun experience. So now I do have a request. As you know, I'm releasing this book in the end of May is the date that I'm aiming for. I have my fingers crossed that I will be able to fulfill that commitment to the entity that is my book, that now has a beautiful face of multicolours that is all set and ready to move forward. So I'm asking for some help. I'm asking for support. I'm looking for people who would be interested in helping me get this book out there. And so there are three different ways that you can help me do this. I'm looking for someone to be, or lots of someone, lots and lots of someone's would be even better, to be a book champion for me. Or, and that requires actually reading my book and writing a review about it. That would be really sweet. Or, if it's not your thing, and I get that, you could perhaps support me as a cheerleader, which means, cheering me on from the sidelines and sharing some of my stuff and getting it out there for the world to see. Or you may know someone, you may know a few someones in your field of influence who are managing chronic illness and would really benefit from the information that I'm sharing in this book, that would really benefit from actually delving deeper into their own spiritual nature for healing at the soul level. That's what this book is about, healing at the soul level. So I have those options for you. I'd love it if you would drop in the comments which bit you think you'd like to support me as, whether you want to be a champ, whether you want to be a cheerleader, whether you want to be a connector. I'd love it if you dropped some comments with the hashtag champ to be my book champ, which means you read it and you review it. And I'd love it if you shared it as well. That would be awesome. Hashtag cheerleader. You stand in the sidelines there, cheering me on, sharing the goodness of what I'm trying to bring forward to the world. That would be so well received and so deeply appreciated. Or hashtag connector. Love this hashtag sign. I hope a dare you see this at some stage. I've got this from you. Hashtag connector if you know someone who would benefit. Now, you may not have noticed, but at the top of the comments, as I started the broadcast, I actually dropped a link in so that if there's anybody interested in getting on the wait list, so you're the first to know when the book is actually released, if you want to know that I do meet my self-imposed time frame and release it at the end of May, you can click that link and pop your name on my wait list, and you will be the first to know, and you will be the first to have the opportunity to get the real thing in your hot little hands, my beautiful invisible woman. Now, I know I might be sounding a bit glib and a bit salesy at the moment, but the power of getting information into the hands of people who need it can't be underestimated. Hey, Sienna, my other beautiful girl. Kia is going to be a cheerleader for me. Beautiful. And Tanya, she's going to share for me too. Thank you so much. Sienna, thank you, darling. She's so proud of me. I love this. My beautiful girls are here. Look, it's really important that we get this information out there, that we allow ourselves the opportunity, that we be willing to embrace a different way of being, to embrace a new perspective, a new way of understanding yourself through claiming responsibility and owning whatever it is that you're living with. So I know I've written this book based around chronic illness because that's my personal experience, and that's what's been the catalyst for my own learning and growth and development. Oh, that's a really beautiful question, Deb. Yes, it does. There are tips, exercises, strategies, activities, devotional practices. There are all sorts of different things to actually take in and implement into your life. So there are things that you can start to do to change by actually reading the book. Pauline, thank you so much, is going to read and review for me. And so is Linda. Thank you so much, Linda Bramich. That's beautiful. I really, really appreciate that. So Deb, yes, there are some action steps to take away and implement for you. So yes, I base this around chronic illness because that's my experience. But I also know from my over 10 years experience of being in the healing field that major life change often shows up as illness. So if you're going through a major life change, if you're going through a life transition, if you're dealing with a trauma of some type, if you're dealing with recovery from injury, from accident, from surgery, the tools that I share in here will work for you as well. So I've said it's for transcending the hidden struggle of chronic illness. In reality, it's transcending the hidden struggle of living in the modern world that is built for machines and not for real people. You know, that's the secret catch line underneath my book. Okay, so don't be put off if you're dealing with maybe a hip replacement because my book says chronic illness, that it's not for you. There are things inside here that apply across the board to all of those who would like to know themselves more deeply, in a more loving relationship, to enhance their spiritual devotion, to accelerate their awakening process, to transcend and start the ascension process, or to continue the ascension process at a little faster pace. This book contains all of those things. And I've just noticed I've been chatting away and I've left that banner thing running. I think you get the picture. So, Bridget's saying, we hear secrets when we are book champions. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Book champions get the sneak previews. They get the secret insights. They get the juice and the goodness that comes from having personal interaction from the author. In that case, it's me. Yeah. And, you know, obviously, someone who is prepared to take that step for me is someone that I would really like to get to know much better and actually have, you know, a form of relationship or friendship or ongoing connection that's meaningful. So, if there are no more particular questions specifically about my book, I'm going to call it quits right now because I have a feeling there might be comments on the other source that I can't see. Actually, you know what? I've got a phone here. I could just take my attention away from you for a moment and find a way to unlock my phone while I'm talking and just see if there's anybody commenting and having questions on the other side. Just bear with me, please. There are a couple of comments here. We've got, oh, that's interesting. This is on my profile. So you guys are all actually watching me on my profile. Maybe I should check my Love Lali. Okay, that's a task for later because I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I really appreciate all of you being here and sharing this excitement with me. It's been tough. I'm not gonna lie. Really diving into my own history and my own story has been challenging and confronting. So I'm not asking you to do anything that I haven't already done, you know, but I am hoping that by me sharing what I've been through, sharing what I've learnt, it might, you know, short circuit the process for you a little bit. It might cut through some of those loops and give you more of a straight line so you don't have to go down rabbit holes and dead ends and things. Now, I'm not saying that I have the answer. I'm not saying that my approach is the only thing that will work. What I am saying is these tools are powerful and potent. They have made a definite shift to the way I feel and to the level of enjoyment that I get from being alive on the planet. You know, there was a time in my life where I just felt like I was existing in a half-life. And I know for a lot of people dealing with a chronic condition, a chronic illness, an autoimmune disease, that's a reality. And we understand that these things are chronic and they do have a tendency to get worse over time. So here's an opportunity to put a line in the sand and say, right, beyond this, I shall not pass. This is the worst point that I want to be at. Let me see if I can shift the barometer or the measurement a little bit back the other way towards life that's filled with joy, with pleasure, with comfort, with connection, all of those things that come when we are in deep, loving relationship with ourselves. Okay, I'm giving away everything that's inside the book. Please do take the opportunity to read it when it comes out. And again, if you want to be a champion, #champion, I've actually got some links to some information to give you a bit more insight about what it is that I mean when I'm asking you to do these things. And you can choose what your level of participation in that might be. I'm not expecting too much. I don't want anything to be onerous or burdensome or to have a feeling of obligation to it. So thank you. Thanks, Deb. Thank you so much for being present, and I'm appearing to glow. Thank you. Yeah, because I'm feeling really good. In spite of everything, I feel really good, and I want other people to have that too. So, Kia, thank you, darling. I'm so glad that you could join me. And everybody else, I send you my deepest love and gratitude. Thank you so much for sharing this space with me, for taking the time and having the curiosity to check out my cover. It's just awesome. Can't wait to get the rest of it out there. So go enjoy your evening. And if you want to connect with me privately with any questions or thoughts about what's inside the book, feel free. Okay. Enjoy your evening. Thank you so much, everybody. And I will see you around on Facebook land, if not in real life, which is even better. Okay, bye now.